Welcome to the ultimate backstage pass, the pulsating heart of the high school sports universe. Get ready to rock with the gang from the Corner to Corner podcast as they take their sports obsessions to new heights. Meet the dream team, Sean Kuiper, Adam Muncy, Wes Crouch, and Daron Stevens, as they unpack the secrets, emotions, and triumphs that light up our local sports heroes. Whether you're gearing up for a game or unleashing cheers from the stands, get ready for an exclusive scoop that'll knock your socks off. It's showtime!
Welcome into another episode of From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner, episode 350. We have hit a milestone. See, that's your all's fault. Hit a milestone.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, listen, you gotta make the sound check.
This is not my fault for a change.
No, it's
At
not.
least the sound worked.
The sound is not my fault.
Right. And we know that Facebook and YouTube are both working because we just heard ourselves talking on
That's a
there.
good thing.
So if you're joining us from Facebook or YouTube or X, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to share this out and like it with your friends and family. Before we get started, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors who we are honored to be working with. Community Trust Bank, Innovative Designs, CRC Roofing and Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacobs Auto Body, Simply Secure, Brent Wee Hunt Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, Jacobs Vision Center, and Kaufman's Funeral Home and Mortuary. So thank you all for everything you do to help us with that part of it. And, tonight we've jumped out of the high school ranks and jumped over into the college class for a little bit. And we've got Midway boys basketball coach Akeem Scott, along with incoming freshman Brevon Ricker and Ethan Dunn. Fellas, thanks for hanging around. Come spending your Monday night with us here during summer break.
Sean, for the record, when you get to this level, it's no longer boys basketball. This is
Men.
men's basketball.
They're grown men now.
It said boys, so I just read it. So.
Reading the script.
Well, guess who wrote the script?
He's just like Ron Burgundy. If you put it on the teleprompter, he's going to read
100%. 100%.
Somebody's got to talk.
Somebody's got to talk. I mean, that's usually how this works.
This is 351. We've done this before.
We had you on the show last time at our old studio. Welcome back, and give us a little bit about yourself again. How you got to Midway, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I'm Coach Scott. Born and raised right here in Mount Sterling. Father was the late Coach James Scott. Coached high school ball for over 30 years. Some of y'all may know my uncle Roger Dink Scott, who helped start the volleyball program here in Montgomery County. But just kind of long story short, obviously been around the game and sports, obviously since I was a pup, since I was a baby, and just grew up just playing basketball, which led me to a scholarship to actually play basketball. Started out at Campbellsville, wound up transferring over to Kentucky Christian University, where I became the all-time leading scorer there, over 3,000 points, and then decided to go play some professional ball overseas. Played over in Spain, Dominican Republic, Germany. Been able to travel to the countries playing basketball. Then was done with obviously playing ball. Coach came up to me, Lee Wise Pruitt, asked if I could work out, Omar Pruitt. And so I started working him out, and she came up to me and said, hey, you ever thought about coaching sports just like your dad? It looks like you got a knack for it, and that's kind of how I started the coaching career. I started middle school women's basketball over at McNabb Middle School. Janie Robinson, under direction of Janie Robinson, awesome lady. She gave me an opportunity there. Was with Montgomery County women's basketball for 3 years. Went back-to-back state tournaments. Decided to take a step up under Bart Fleener. Got over to Asbury University. Was there for about 3 years. Made it to their first time ever conference appearance, conference championship.
Gotcha.
Won the conference title with that group. Decided to go to University of Cumberland's. Made it to their championship game. We lost in that round, and then wound up going over to NCAA Division II with West Virginia State University. Made it to their first ever conference appearance in program's history. Got a call from my alma mater under the direction of Corey Phipps, where I started men's basketball at KCU. My very first year there, went to the national tournament, Elite 8 of the national tournament. Made it to the semi-conference tournaments 4 years after that, and then got a call from Midway University, and been there and really excited about that for just the opportunity to not only coach but to be able to lead a group of young men to its first ever attempt to lead their first ever national tournament appearance. So I love that challenge. Going into my third year, this will be my third season coming up.
So, Coach, I mean, people at home can't see it. I see everything in here. You said you scored 3,000 points, and Ethan kind of got you a little sideways look like,
yeah,
Coach, you got it like that?
Man, there was a point in the season there at KCU, I think it was a little averaging a little over 30-some points a game there in college, yeah.
That's filling up.
Man, trying. Coach told me to shoot it. You know, the thing was, I never was a scorer. You know, I scored over 1,000 points here in high school. I think we had this conversation with Coach Rosin, but never was a scorer in high school. It was more, you know, we had Chris Mullins and Cody Nichols, all those big guys, and, you know, we was just feeding the post, running a true system, really wasn't asked to score, just, you know.
Did you run point here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep. Yeah, my hair looked like Ethan's.
Also, this last season, newly inducted into the 10th Region Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I was excited about that. Real emotional there, you know, because, you know, following the footsteps of Dad and Roger. So real appreciative of that and real humbled about that award.
Very deserving.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So you got two guys here with you. Ethan, what was it about Midway that drew you in?
Shoot, when I first went there at Midway, I was actually surprised with how everything looked. It was beautiful. It was fantastic. And of course, Coach Akeem Scott, man, it was heck of a visit. I love it over there. It feels like everybody there that wants to get me over there is very welcoming and hitting me up and keeping me in line here and there. So I already feel wanted and loved there. So it was my number one for a long time. Yeah.
Brevon, what about you?
I would say just what Ethan said. The campus there is small and relatively, like, you're going to see basically the same people almost every day, so you'll get to know everybody around you, and that type of small community is just like people around here. I mean, everybody knows everybody, and I mean, like you also said, the team was very welcoming to us, and a visit with Coach, it was a great experience.
So did you guys get to do a visit together, or were they individual visits?
It was individual.
Yes, sir.
So you've also got a couple of guys from about 30 minutes up the road from Fleming's.
Yep.
As well, right?
Yep. Got Bradley Robinson as well as Lucas Jolly, and we our latest one was Preston Hoskins there from Ashland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So trying to keep it, you know, in Kentucky, trying to keep it, you know, I've seen these guys 16th region, 10th region. I mean, there's a lot of talent there, and I think we should be pulling from there.
So during this year, you know, we obviously saw you a lot, you know, coming out to the games and, you know, checking out who's playing, and even going over to Bath County or Memphis County, you know, run into you there. We talked about the transfer portal the last time you were here, and how many people are in the transfer portal, and trying to get those guys to come in. And I know you're not doing that.
Right.
You know, you're still trying to get guys to come in Midway that, you know, that are looking for an opportunity. But it did seem like, compared from the last time we talked to you, that you I don't know, maybe you switched the mindset a little bit.
Absolutely.
You're like, look, we got some good players in Kentucky, and I know this area.
Right.
And I know that they can, from what I've seen coaching for the last 2 years, these guys can play, grow into it, and I can coach them up.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, if you would have caught me 3, 4, 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have looked at a high school kid. You know, it was at junior colleges, transfers, things like that. We spoke earlier, last time I was on the show, we was talking about the transfer portal, and you probably heard, you know, like even Rick Pitino say, you know, I'm not looking at high school kids.
Right.
You know, well, I'm glad you're not, because I am. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of what it transitioned to. You know, every time I walked into the gym, I would look around for college coaches and really didn't see anybody. You know, so it's kind of open market. You know, the high school kids are just as deserving for an opportunity as a transfer. Mm-hmm. You know, the transfer had their opportunity, or they wouldn't have signed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, you know, these kids are hungry. I know these two are hungry. I know the guys we mentioned are hungry as well. And for me, I could take a high school kid and maybe mold them into a system that I would want them to be, not what they're, you know, a transfer kid is demanding, you know, time and NIL money and all this other stuff. Well, I'm not worried about that. Let's get a good character kid. Let's get a team-oriented kid. Let's get a kid who's not worried about me, and let's worry about winning a championship. And this is what our team has went out and got.
Well, and as far as character goes, you can't have two better ones than these two guys right here. Yeah. We've watched them play a lot of basketball in the last 2 seasons. And, you know, Brevon being the all-time league scorer in Menifee County, and it wasn't like it was 1,500 points. I mean, he fills it up. He can score. And Ethan's defense is like, I call it mad chaos, frustrating type defense. Because, I mean, how many times this year, Ethan, did you get underneath guys' skin and wind up getting fouls called on them because they push off on you and stuff? So that's what he likes to do. That's for sure. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the things that stuck out with me with Ethan obviously was the defensive side of the ball. You know, I remember coming down and watching that regional tournament. I think playing Clark County, and he literally had 2 or 3 steals right there back to back on a really good point guard. You know, being able to stay there, and the point guard was trying to muscle him, and he just didn't budge and kept his cool and, you know, come up with some steals. And obviously at the state tournament, you know, they needed, you know, there was a really physical game, and he came in and didn't back down and kind of, you know, put some more, you know, gas on the fire right there and really pump that up. As far as Brevon goes, a lot of people don't understand that, like, Brevon probably could have went anywhere in the 16th region that he wanted to. He could have came to Montgomery, wherever he wanted to go to, you know. But he stuck it out. He was loyal to the team that he represented. But he also played injured. I mean, literally 2 broken wrists.
Yep.
Averaging 20-some points a game. Never did ask to be taken out. Never been asked to go to the doctor. So that alone shows a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and that's something, you know, that you have to have that on the team. You know, so we're looking forward to that, and obviously being the all-time leading scorer, he could flat stroke it. I mean, if he actually has 2 working wrists, I'm dying to see what that looks like.
So Ethan, Coach mentioned, you know, 3,000 point scorer. How many is he getting on you?
Yeah, we got to talk about that. Man, he can hoop though. Yeah, he's the talk of the locker room all the time in Montgomery County as far as how good he can hoop. So I give him a couple points, not too much. Depends on how I feel.
You talk about, you know, the transfer portal and how much of the COVID year, now that we've got those COVID years gone from the college, how much does that impact whether you go the high school or transfer portal route?
Yeah, so like you said, all the COVID generation, I would say, has been either graduated or has now transitioned on, which, that, you know, to be honest, I think that's what really started that transfer portal, because everybody got their year back, and or the high school students stayed back another year, you know. But to say that is really to say that these high school kids who've actually had that extra year has helped them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't regret not going to the transfer portal. I think I have maybe 2 transfers that are actually coming in, but they're more role players, not, you know, the MVP or the star or whatever. So, yeah.
That horn honk kind of threw me off.
I agree. It never fails for something. You know, you look at some of these guys that you've got coming in, and you've got shooters, and then you've got guys that play just like you said, you go out all out defense. A lot of the NBA game now is what they call 3-and-D.
That's right.
It's either 3-pointers right at the rim, and you're playing, big defense. And it kind of looks like, at least in my opinion, that who you've recruited kind of fits that mold. And is that kind of a strategy, or are you going to lay something out like that going forward?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the students come to play for me or at Midway University because of the style we play. Mm-hmm. If you go back and look at some of the stats, we lead the entire country in 3-pointers attempted. Prior to me getting the Midway job, the school used to average about 56 to 60 points a game. Well, my opening game, we scored 136. So like we're about, and that's the thing. That's what the students are accustomed to.
Yeah.
I'm very analytical when it comes to numbers as far as that. Like obviously the more shot attempts you go up, the more times the opportunity can go in the hole. They like to play like that, and that also likes to be able to distribute the ball a little bit more from that standpoint. But it's more strategic when it comes to in college you have to kind of space out the scoring, and I mean is you got to be able to score when you need a bucket, and be able to maintain that pace and stay close, because that last 5 or 6 minutes, that's when you want to play defense, and if you could do that early and often, it obviously getting the kids to play defense and buying into that is where it's at. So if you can do that more earlier and often, we bought into that towards the end of the season, but it was too late.
Sounds like you was a big fan of Loyola Marymount back in the day.
I'm huge.
Score 150 points, but they didn't play defense until
That's
the
right.
last of the game.
That's right. It makes for an exciting game, I tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, we do see the red light, so I'll come back with a question for Brevon, but we'll hear from our sponsors here real quick.
The team at Community Trust Bank believes in making financial dreams come true. Just like a fairy godmother, they work tirelessly to ensure their clients have the security and support they need, while also helping them create a magical future. With a touch of personalized service and a sprinkle of expertise, they guide their clients towards their goals, whether big or small. At Community Trust Bank, they are not just about managing money, they are about nurturing dreams and building a prosperous future for all who walk through the door. Join their family and let them make your financial wishes come true. They are your friend in banking. Member FDIC. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by CRC Roofing and Renovations. CRC sprung into life in the year 2000 thanks to Rusty Cerniglia's bold leap into entrepreneurship. Juggling a full-time job with his small gutter venture, he watched it blossom into CRC Renovations. Fast forward to today, CRC boasts a dream team ready to dazzle both homeowners and businesses alike with their top-notch services. Feeling jittery about diving into the world of property? Fret not. Let Kentucky Realty Group help. Whether you're gearing up to buy, sell, or just need some guidance, let their expert team help sprinkle in some magic on your experience. From cozy condos to grand mansions, they've got your back. Seeking a fixer-upper, a slice of luxury, maybe a peaceful rural retreat, they've got the keys to all those kingdoms. Dive into their treasure trove of listings and let the property adventure begin.
Welcome back. Tonight we have Midway University's coach Akeem Scott along with Ethan Dunn and Brevon Ricker, incoming freshman. Brevon, we were talking about the style of play, and we watched you quite a few times, take the three-pointer, opposed off a good pass. You also created a lot of your shot. So is that something that, like Coach was talking about, that really appealed to you, going make your decision to go to Midway?
Yes, I would say that his style of play, whenever I went and watched them play,
Yeah.
I instantly knew, I was like, that's the way it's going to be. Like, I really enjoy watching this team play, and the way that they talk to one another on defense and talk to one another even on offense, calling plays, screaming at each other. I mean, even the way they shot, it's going to really help me step up my shooting percentage, and I'm really excited.
I mean, it sounds like that he wants you all to play as a team, but he also allow you to play kind of free on your own. Especially if you're in that zone that night. The basket looks as big as the ocean.
That's right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
How much longer are you in a brace?
To be fairly honest with you, I'll find out the first.
Tomorrow. All right.
I mean, hey, it's not a hard cast anyways.
No.
At least it's just.
He did
Move my
say when he
fingers.
come in though that it sucks because, but like that arm he broke in his junior year. He played a year and a half with that wrist broken.
That's. I mean,
So even more deserving of that Dog of the Year award that he won last year.
We're going to bring it up a little bit next week also, but was
Sean
it
didn't
just
tell you the best part. Took some bone graft from his hip.
Oh yeah.
to replace? I mean, was it just something that you were just like, it's just tendonitis, it's just a little bit of pain,
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, you were just like, I'm just gonna.
I
It
just
don't
thought
bother me enough to not play.
No, I just thought it was a sprain, to be fairly honest with you.
Yeah.
And then about a year later, he was like, you know what? This wrist still hurts.
After I did this one.
It's unfathomable to even say you played most of the senior season with two broken wrists. I mean, it's just impossible. And not to mention, like Coach said earlier, he averaged over 20 points a game. So, I mean, it was kind of crazy. So, whenever we were doing the nominees for Dog of the Year, it was like, well, Brevon's the Menifee County nominee because, he played with two broken wrists for sure. So,
A few of the awards were arguments. That one was.
That wasn't even an
there
argument.
was no argument.
For that one.
We got nominee. Next.
Yeah.
Ethan, what's something you've been working on this summer to kind of jump into Midway and be able to contribute immediately?
My shot, my stamina, and my ball handling, tightening it up. So I joined this dirt bowl league in Lexington. There's a lot of older guys, college guys, overseas guys. So that's helping a lot and helping my IQ a lot too, especially playing outside for that stamina and that heat. My Lord, I feel.
Listen, they don't fool around over there.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Did you say dirt bowl?
Dirt
Correct.
bowl.
Oh yeah.
It's a big league.
Wow, nice.
I mean, two hands there. That's still not. You get two hands on somebody in high school. That's foul. Not there.
Hey,
That's one of them no blood, no harm right there, right?
don't you dare call your own foul if you ain't bleeding.
Right. And when they smack down on that ball, it's got grown man strength. It's something different. And especially going off of a screen, and then you see them rush after that ball. Yeah, it's totally different. But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Some of the guys play on the team, so or not on my team, but in the league. So it's good to see everybody too.
Have you all been able to kind of get with the other incoming freshmen and the team, and
During some open runs on Monday, some Mondays that they have at Dunbar Center, there's a lot of the guys that show up there, and I'm able to play and get familiar with the guys there.
obviously you can't
Yeah.
yet.
I got
You played
the
one-handed.
invite, though, guys.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Like
I'll take the pictures.
Yeah, it's good because I know exactly what he's talking about. I know, especially up here at the Dunbar Center, when you got you got Malachi Moreno up there and Jasper Johnson. They're playing those guys all the time.
Gotcha.
So I know the talent that they're playing against. It's not shabby at all.
Well, and this year, like we talked about, you got a couple of guys from Fleming County coming in. You both got to. You played Fleming County every year, 2 or 3 times, and then you got to play Fleming this year. What's that? Are you excited to be able to be partnering with those two guys that you're playing?
Oh, yeah.
that you were playing against.
I played with those guys in middle school AAU, my 7th grade year, I believe. No, yeah, 7th grade year. So it's a full circle.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys. So
That's pretty cool.
yes, sir.
That's what's good about AAU also is not only getting, playing more basketball, getting yourself known, but you get to play with guys that eventually it comes back around. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, we played ball together back some time ago. That's
And it's super exciting. I mean, there's not been too many players that we've had come through in the short time that we've been doing this that we've like seen you kind of like, grow up a little bit in high school, and then, oh, by the way, you're only going to be playing about 45 minutes down the road, So that's kind of cool on that part of it as well. So we continue to see you, grow, at the college ranks as well.
Yes, sir.
So it's exciting.
Something we should have asked a lot sooner, and it literally just hit me. For those that don't know, Coach Scott, what division is Midway?
We're NAI Division One. So if you're looking at how divisions work, you got your Division One schools, NCAA Division Ones. You got like University of Kentucky, Louisville, Murray State, those type. Division Two, Kentucky Wesleyan, Kentucky State. I think some schools like that here in Kentucky. Then you got Division Three, Center, more your academic type, Transy. Then you have NAI Division One. We're right there. So difference is obviously from a financial standpoint, where NCAA works more with NIL deals and has a little bit more backing, more students. NAI is more driven as far as like enrollment driven, with a little bit more focus on students. The students that are there. A lot more not academic. We have great academics, but a lot more sports as well. We have over 30. We will have over 30 sports programs at Midway.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So almost every student at Midway is playing sports.
That's correct.
So how long has Midway been a university or been around?
Yeah. It's almost 100 years. As far as co-ed, it's been a little over 10.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it used to be all women's school.
Gotcha. And so within that last 10 years, they've just built up their sports programs and their university itself.
Yeah.
And all this has happened within the last 10 years,
Yeah.
really. I mean, they had it before, but, making it a men's basketball and soccer.
Dr. John Marsden's the president there. His vision's extraordinary. He does everything with physical responsibility. Our administration team is extremely supportive. I mean, you can get a lot of things done at Midway. So it's really a great spot for coaches and athletes and its student body.
So you're saying Division I NAIA. So you're talking about are you in a conference with Georgetown?
So you had the Mid-South Conference, which is Georgetown, Campbellsville, University of Cumberland, and then we're in the River State, so we're in the conference right beside it, which is all the IU schools, IU East, Brescia University, Southeast, and things, But we do play Georgetown. So.
Gotcha.
So who's your biggest rival?
Our biggest rival, we would say IU Southwest, or Southeast, IU Southeast. Mm-hmm. Used to be Alice Lloyd. Alice Lloyd is no longer in the conference. They switched conference. So
gotcha.
Used to be, and then Asbury also went to Division III. So it used to be Eagles versus Eagles, who the better Eagles were. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I know Brescia College got destroyed by that big hailstorm.
Oh yeah,
back in March.
Yeah.
So, because I actually met a lady, one that we did work for down there. She retired from Brescia, and she said it got murdered in that hailstorm.
So guys, when's move-in day?
What is it? August 15th?
Mm-hmm.
August 15th.
Yep.
You already got all your stuff for your dorm lined up?
Yeah, I'm staying in an apartment off campus, but I'm whatever. Yeah, I'm not really big on like furniture or whatever, but yeah, bed and a TV. Maybe.
Bed, TV, and a PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox. What are you, Akeem?
Huh?
Xbox?
PC.
Oh, PC. Oh,
There you go.
Coach is like, who needs a joystick?
I knew your answer because James Willoughby.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, no, but the move-in day is August the 15th. Typically, I give the guys about 2 or 3 days to get acclimated, know where their classes are, and be able to switch classes, any type of financial aid type things. From a business perspective, they can get done. Then right after that, we have our team meeting, and we get after it with our preseason conditioning. Games start pretty early this year. It's October the 23rd is our first one. We open.
So are you all allowed to do any any kind of summer ball or
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of summer practice? Or?
Yeah, NAI could do that, but right now we're going through some at Midway. We're going through some renovation phases. They're getting ready, to add a little over $9 million library. Got a nice donor there that's going to rebuild the whole library. It was collaborative. They're getting ready to do some upgrades on some dorms, upgrades on some gyms, lights, things like that. So there's a lot of projects going on. So they really didn't want anybody on campus as of right now. But we could do some satellite camps and get with leagues and things like that. That's a great question.
Gotcha.
So you said that you have how many incoming freshmen do you have?
I think we'll have. I know we have about 8 total freshmen. 5 will be on varsity, and then the other 3 will be on our developmental team, our JV team.
Got you. So how many total players do you have?
Right now we're carrying a roster size of a little over 35.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the JV work in a college rank?
Yeah, so when I got to Midway, there was no JV program.
Mm-hmm.
We developed a JV program to give those students an opportunity to also play college ball. They get college refs. They play other college JV teams as well. And some of them just may need a little bit more structure, and we can move them up, move them down, just like you would see in the high school. The state of Kentucky is really known for having those developmental and JV programs. They also get academic aid. They also get athletic aid. So it's real positive on both sides. And it might be that student who is wanting to be a doctor, right, but really doesn't have time for varsity basketball, but still wants that structure. Gotcha. So we offer that.
The NAIAG League.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. And we've had 2 players go play professional ball from JV.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that just shows you that. Yes, it's nice to get a scholarship to go play. Obviously, but if you want to continue to play, there's options out there. Options. Whether it's at Midway or other ones that other colleges that have a JV program. You just got to seek it out.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm glad you said that. All roads lead to the same spot, right? If you want a degree, there's many colleges out there that get you a degree. It's just really what road you want to take. It's not a D1 and quit thing.
Right.
A lot of student athletes these days, I don't care what sport it is, if it's basketball or whatever, people think that I have to go D1, I have to get a full ride, to be able to go play professional or whatever. I went to a small NCAA school in eastern Kentucky. The population, only 250 students on campus. You know what I mean? So I know you're able to do that. And if you're good enough, they'll find you. And like you said, there's a spot for everybody. You just got to humble yourself and swallow that pride pill and say, you know what, I belong here. At the end of the day, most NAI schools, there's some skin in the game, meaning some folks are paying, get that degree. Utilize the sport that you're playing, get the degree, and move forward.
Well, and you have social media is such a big part of it nowadays. It's easier to find people, kids to play for you now. There wasn't a social media when they found you at Kentucky Christian, right? So it's a lot easier, now to be able to do that. And kids do an excellent job of promoting themselves. Yeah. I know Ethan does a good job, promoting himself on Twitter and TikTok and stuff like that. So I only see Brevon's dad selling fishing lures on TikTok. So,
but that's kind of what's good about, like you said we see you at the games. Mm-hmm. You make a point to show up at the games.
Right.
It's a little old school.
Yeah.
But it's appreciative from those guys when you go to talk to them
100%
after the game.
That's right. Yeah, and being there physically, you get to see all the detailed stuff that you don't see on one of their highlight films.
Right.
You might see Ethan play great defense. You may see Brevon shoot the 3 is nothing but net. But what I see is, your attitude when you get checked out.
Yeah.
What is your conversation like with the coach?
Right.
Is there eye contact? All that type stuff. So, and I think that matters. Especially as you're trying to develop these young men into, full grown men, right? Like after they graduate, to be able, because at the end of the day, they got to get a job. They got to be able to conversate with people. They got to be able to be professional.
Right.
And it starts at the, at the level that they're at, their high school, right? So it starts there. It probably starts sooner than that. But, testament to their parents. They raised them well. They're super respectful. Shook my hand, looked me dead in my face. Also, for those who don't know, Paul is one of my assistant coaches. During this recruiting process with Brevon, he was not in that conversation. So everything that, any communications we had, it was through us, not through his dad. It was just, because I told him, like, hey, look, I'm recruiting your son. He's like, I'm out of it. And it just kind of went there. If he likes it, he likes it. If he don't, he don't. And that's kind of how we rolled with it.
So we've talked a lot to you two about the athletic side and what got things going. What's your major going to be when you hit college?
Criminal justice and psychology. Yes, sir.
Mine is way simpler than that. Mine's sport management.
Yeah, that's a lot simpler.
So what's the ultimate goal there, Ethan? Are you want to be a cop?
Cop. The progress to a detective, some FBI, ATF work. And I found a real big interest in that type of stuff. And
Going to be seeing him on CSI Miami.
See him on your favorite show.
Yeah, you're going right down my favorite path.
No, Adam, I'm thinking, how do you keep a straight face when Ethan comes and walks up, pulls you over and walks up to your window with that big old smile? No way you're going to be able to keep a straight face and keep from laughing at you.
You're right, officer. I did it. I'm sorry.
And is your end goal to maybe coach someday?
Yeah, it runs in the blood, that's for sure.
Yeah. So what's it going to feel like that first day putting on a Midway jersey instead of, you've put on a Menifee County jersey or a Montgomery County jersey for the last few years? And then you put this new jersey on, it's like, these are not the colors I'm kind of used to, but I'm going to have to, these are the new colors.
Yeah, it's really gonna, I think, take the stomach away for a little while, just to know that this is where I've wanted to be, college basketball player. Like, this has been one of my goals. I've wanted this ever since I was a little kid. Like, that's the only reason why I stayed in the gym every single day with my dad. And it's a really good workup, and I'm really excited for it.
Exactly. I agree. I'm going to piggyback off of that a little bit. Like, it's been a dream. It's what I've been working for pretty much my whole basketball career, is that playing on that next level. And yeah, it means a lot to me. So yeah, it's
kind of surreal that you're so close to that point now,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's like you're there, but you're really not there yet, but you're like almost there. By the way, so this whole coaching thing, I saw something on Facebook that's floating around today that, like, when you were younger, you were giving Aaron Harrison shooting tips.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, and he was in there shooting, and I was just like, you know what? He needs to fix this. So little me walked over there and just told him, because I didn't care at that point. And when he did, he started making them. So that's all I got to say.
Sorry, Michigan.
I saw that today, and I was like, I got to bring that up. That was great.
Had nothing to do with the countless hours he was putting in
No.
the gym.
No.
It was Brevon walking over.
The clutch shot to hit the NCAA. Brevon Ricker helped me make those shots.
So Ethan and Brevon, we kind of touched on it a little bit just now, but you signed that letter committing to play college ball. Once all the excitement wears off and you have a moment to yourself, what kind of emotion were y'all feeling at that time?
Signing that paper.
Yeah.
Well, y'all seen it. Yeah, I got very emotional. I couldn't get a word out because it's been a goal. It's been a journey, a ride, blood, sweat, tears, broken bones, a little bit of everything. So it was a blessing. Yeah, it's God's work. So yeah, it's pretty much my answer.
I would have to basically piggyback off of that, especially bones, But I would just have to say it was definitely a mind-changing event. Like, I was going to have to basically adapt to a whole new speed of the game and a bunch of new people that I was going to have to meet, and a new coach. But other than that, I mean, it was just, like he said, it was surreal. Like, it was basically unbelievable. I'll put it that way.
You say new coach, and it is a new coach. But the first time that you're going to be in practice and you're going to hear this voice, you're going to go, Dad,
Yeah.
I got this. Leave me alone.
Right.
It will be, it'll be a different story with him, actually being the coach, or an assistant coach for Akeem. But him being my dad and everything, it's just, he was the dad coach my entire life, and he was the real coach my entire life. But now seeing him in the attire, I guess you would say, it will be a different setting, I think, a different tone. No more dad coach. It's going to be straight up, you do this or you're benched. So.
Pretty much. Let's take our final commercial break, and we'll be back and wrap up with the guys.
I still can't believe she's gone. I don't know how we're going to plan all of this.
I know. I felt the same way when your granddad passed. The Kaufman Funeral Home really helped us get through it.
Were they compassionate?
More than that, they took care of us. They made us feel like family. They handled the entire situation from beginning to end.
At Kaufman Funeral Home and Crematorium in Mount Sterling, Kentucky, we're honored to walk beside your family with dignity and compassion every step of the way.
That's exactly what we need right now.
Kaufman Funeral Home, where we believe every life is a beautiful story that deserves to be honored with love, dignity, and heartfelt celebration.
Got a dent or scratch, no need to despair. Jacob's Auto Body, we're beyond compare. Custom paint, so sleek, insurance on our side. 70 years of trust, we're your hometown pride. Jacob's Auto Body will make it like new. 859-274-7425 is the clue. Jacob's Auto Body, run the show. Driving by and see that light, stop on in, get your colors right. It's more than gear, it's your story design. At Incoviv Designs, every thread's a sign. Helping folks see clear behind the wheel. And in our hometown, heroes take the field and shine. They're out there cheering every single time. Proud sponsor, heart and soul combined. Montgomery County's got vision on the
All right, we are back here with Akeem and the guys. So, we were talking there just during the commercial, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. So, I realized that you guys were both the recipients of our scholarships this year.
Where's the big check?
Oh, it's on my wall.
Same thing. He's right there.
We definitely got a lot of interaction and feedback on those checks. Daron did a great job making those for sure at Innovative Designs. Free plug for you there, Daron.
We thought we were going to give up on them because the MoCo Awards, there was none. The Menifee Awards, there was none. And then we started getting all the comments about them. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
big checks from now.
Big checks forever.
Yeah. Well, and Ethan, we kind of teased with you. I mean, it felt like you got like 18 scholarships. So, that just proves that not only are you a hard worker on the floor, but you're also a hard worker in the classroom. Yeah. Because you don't win as many scholarships. Like, that's my 4th awards that I've been to in Montgomery County. I ain't never seen that many people or someone win that many scholarships, ranging from $250 to I think some of them were like $1,000 or $2,000.
Yeah.
So that's just shows you, impressive hard work on that part of it. So we're proud of both you guys, and we're happy to be able to award both you guys. Definitely.
Thank you.
Well, we were talking before they called us up there, and I told Sean, I said, when you get up there, you've got to say, Ethan, just grab you a chair and sit down. I think he spent more time on the stage than we did.
I told one of the teachers, I was like, I think you should just grab him a chair, make it a lot easier, because you were sitting in the back. It's like, he was getting that walk in. I bet he walked 10,000 steps.
He got all the way back to his seat before they would say his name.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
what was that look?
I mean, I was just wondering if we were going to get back to talking to them or not.
What would you tell somebody that is a fan or that is a player that's a junior, senior, coming up through the high school? What would you tell them? Come over to a game, what a game is like.
Yeah. Now, if anyone's ever interested, this offer's always been on the table since I've been at Midway. If any churches, families, anybody wants to come to a game, let me know ahead of time. We'll make sure that we get you in the gate. We'll treat you to popcorn and all that. But it's a fun atmosphere. You're going to see some exciting basketball. If you're looking for a zone or something like that, don't come and watch us. We're probably going to press and run a gun, and we're probably going to give up some points. But we will make it extremely exciting. We shoot, like I said, we shoot a lot of threes. We got a lot of guys that are returning that are human highlight reels. It's fun to see them cut loose and just watch. Some of these dunks, I'm like, where did you get that off in the game? And then they'll be wide open and they can't hit a damn one, but yet they can put it between their legs, under both legs, or whatever. So
one of those went viral.
Yeah. One of the dunks went viral, went over 5-6 million views.
Oh,
yeah. It's
almost Paul Ricker level.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. But we have some freakish athletes for sure. But like I said, at the end of the day, I think we have a great class that's came in, a humbled class, and a class that's really ready to actually work. And that's what you need, especially at the college level. You've got to have some folks that are willing to work, on and off the court, as you can tell by both of these awards recipients.
Yeah. So you said something there that caught my attention, because we live in a world like we've talked about the transfer portal and stuff. How refreshing is that for you to be able to say, I've got guys coming back, right? Because, it's like you think about it. There's all across all the divisions, how many coaches this year, every single one of their players are gone and they're having to refill their whole team, or 90% of it,
Right, yeah.
And it's like, I don't know how you can continue to try to win that way when you don't have the ability to have guys that, hopefully by the time these guys are seniors, there's a culture that they have built over the 4 years that they've been there, that when you've got freshmen coming in from high schools, then you're like, these guys are like, look, this is the culture. This is how this rolls. And, having those guys coming back, you don't have to teach those guys again, right? And so they're going to be able to help you teach these guys where you want it to be.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I was actually looking at the roster today. We do have a 100% retention rate coming back, which is good. So we don't have to reteach a lot of schemes and defensive philosophies, offensive philosophies. A lot of guys already know those. So like you said, it'll be a little bit easier to transition to get to some of these young guys. But that's where culture starts, right? Like when you take over a program, you're going to have some folks that have been there, and as a coach, you could do one or two things. Number one, you can come in and clean out the locker room and say, hey, I'm Deion Sanders, I'm bringing my own luggage, right? Or you can, for me, and for those who know my dad, like I take that philosophy. These are young men, young kids. Maybe they wasn't coached right. I don't ever, gripe on a previous coach or anything like that. Coaches are coaches, right? Like they're taking their time to coach. Let's give them their flowers there. But you know, a lot of times that culture has already been instilled by another coach, and it's hard for another coach to come in and change that culture.
Yeah.
So the only thing that you can really do is help these kids get to their ultimate goal, which is graduate. That's what we've done this past couple of years. Now that older culture is gone, this is the new culture that's coming in, and we're super excited about that. Like you said, it's not begging and pleading people to work or go hard or blow the whistle and threaten them to get on the line and do all they want to get on the line. They want to get better. They you know, I got some of these guys, they call me all the time, hey, what plays are we running? What do I need to work on? You know, they're actively trying to get better, and that's extremely encouraging. You know, to know that you have a group that wants to get better. You know, now that doesn't, you know, promise any successful outcomes, but if they have that mindset and that work ethic, I mean, success is going to follow that.
Well, you did say earlier that like towards the end of the season, the guys started getting it.
Yeah.
But it was too late.
It was too late. Yeah.
So the hope is the fact that they were getting it then, they've got it when they come in the door this year. No,
right? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, and I'll make that announcement. So, like, one of the things that they don't know, which I'm about to say now, is that we always take our team to LaGrange Prison. We scrimmage the inmates at LaGrange. The inmates right now are currently practicing and getting ready for this game. They have to be on good behavior for over 9 months to be able to play in their game. And now LaGrange is a medium maximum security prison. It's got murderers, lifers, all those types of things. And we actually scrimmage them. So they got a playbook. We sent them a playbook. They got uniforms. And the reason why we do that is because just like any of us, I think it opens the eyes for our guys coming in. And, you know, they realize that, hey, they're one decision away from trading places. And I think they're real humbled about that. There's a guy there, used to play at Vandy. Is in there. He's in there for life, and he talks to the kids. I think it's a great experience there. And there's one kid that was in there when he was 16 years old. He's 25 now, so I know him pretty well as far as from the times I've got to meet him. But he seems like it's a great opportunity for our guys to meet those guys and have that interaction, because I think it does set a lot of them straight from the get. Well, maybe I shouldn't be doing that, or maybe some second type of thoughts.
I mean, you talk about trying to teach a culture. I mean, they've changed their culture from day one they come in there to now. Yeah. They've changed their culture, and that's something that you can they can tell, and you can show them, hey guys, look, they've taken a bad situation and turned it around.
That's right.
And you all don't have to get even if we're in a bad situation. That's like right. We've lost 4 or 5 games.
Correct.
You can take some of these things that they're teaching, that he's talked about, and said, look, we can turn this around. It's easy. We just got to get this thing together.
That's right. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Adversity, right? Like these kids, like you were mentioning earlier, we're in that culture where if they're not winning, let's just go over here. Let's just join this squad. Instead of let's try to figure it out. Let's figure out. Let's get us right and try to figure out winning. Like I said, once you fix that adversity, like I said, and their grit and their hard work, I mean, success is going to come. It's just win. But as long as you stay on that same path, I think we'll all be fine.
That's cool.
Well, I mean, Easton's already preparing for it in that dirt league. I mean,
The
prisoners will be easy for him. I mean, he's already getting beat up.
That's a different type of strength in there.
That's that Billy Hole ball, ain't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, I mean, we've talked about how good both these young men are as athletes, but from a dad perspective, Ethan, I can talk to you straight up. Like, anytime my little kids after a game have ran up to you, you've always been a smile right there. And let's take a picture. Yeah. And from a dad perspective, that means a lot that you were that type of role model for the younger kids to know, hey, I can go up to him. That's Ethan Dunn. I can go up to him. He don't ever turn me away.
Oh, yeah, it means a lot. Yes. And those kids in the community, from seeing them at McDonald's and stuff, just giving them Happy Meal toys and stuff, it means the most. Yeah,
you never know what that interaction at that particular time is doing for that kid, right? Exactly. They may have had a horrible day, and you taking 5 seconds to hug them and smile and talk to them may just change their entire, picture on what transpired that day. You just never know. And everybody's watching. They're always watching, especially little kids. They're always watching because those are the kids that are the next generation. There's the Muncy boys play every sport that they can get their hands on.
Except for baseball.
Except for baseball.
So
So, but that means a lot to them.
Come on, Muncy boys.
For now.
Now you did baseball a year or
T-ball.
so, or T-ball. Yeah,
Yep.
I was going to say I don't remember watching
That
you
don't
guys
count.
play.
There was a little
We need somebody
too small.
throwing the ball so they can hit it.
It was
Yeah.
a little too slow pace.
yeah. Max likes to hit people. So, but yeah, you just never know, and you're going to see that same thing in college too. It might be a little bit older kid, but you're
And
going
then
to see
you
that
get
same
comments like this from Kevin Clutie saying, "Big E, love the hustle. Can't wait to see what he does in the future. Good luck, E."
Yes,
So,
sir.
I thought you were talking about the comment before where James Willoughby wants to know how much Call of Duty Coach Scott plays.
I tried to keep that on the down low, on live, anyways.
I got started on that just because a lot of the kids play.
Yeah.
Of course, when you jump on there, all the kids want to attack you. So I'm not very good at it, but trying. But I try.
I gotta get better.
But I try to get involved in what our kids do. And just it builds a closer relationship as far as trust and hey, coach is interested in something I do. So I think there's a little trade off there sometimes.
One last question for you, anyways. So, you see these Division I coaches talk, and they're out doing something all the time.
Oh yeah.
For their team and basketball and recruiting and whatnot. I understand you're doing the same thing.
Sure.
But at the midway level, does it allow you to step back and take a breath of air and do stuff like that a little bit? I mean, I know it's busy still.
Right.
But is it give you a little bit of, okay, I can actually do this with the kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so NCAA NAI rules way different. NAI, we can constantly talk to kids the entire 24, hours on the clock. We can message kids. We can do all those types of things. NCAA has viewing periods. So they have viewing periods. They have talking periods where they can actually interact with the student. So as far as my time, I can host camps. I can talk to these guys. They can come over to eat. They can do whatever.
Yeah.
So the rule book is probably front and back of a page compared to the NCAA rule book.
Gotcha.
which is useless.
Yeah.
Well, there's
some give and take there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, listen, guys, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming back. I'm sure we'll have you back on and, talk about how the season went, see if these guys want to come back and, be on, and anybody else that you want to bring.
Before you close.
Okay.
Have y'all decided jersey numbers yet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Out of what's available, I'm not. I got some ideas in my head.
The same. It really doesn't matter for me, but if I had to pick one, I ain't going to announce it yet.
Okay, so stay tuned to their social medias. They'll
So there is a process, obviously, because we do carry large rosters. If there is a somebody wanting, like, let's say number 1, they do play to 5 for that, so they get to play for their number.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
He just found out. He's like,
Figured that out.
I gotta go shoot some more.
He just lock them down. All he needs is, he just lock them down defense.
We always tell them, man, nothing's given, everything's earned. So
So a
I
number
like
number 1, is that like a special type of number,
Well,
or do you
no.
play
Well,
for all numbers?
Yeah. So the rules have changed. Now you can have anywhere from 00 all the way to 99 now.
Right.
So it used to be those, single-handed numbers, But yeah, but I only carry 0 to 35 single-handed numbers. So it just makes it easier. I think I'm more traditional when it comes to that. I don't like all the number 99s and all this type stuff. But anyway, but yeah.
Funny to watch a referee go over there on 9.
Yeah, that's right. So, no, but it's fun. It's fun to watch the kids compete. It's fun to watch them negotiate numbers and all these other type things. So.
I'll do your laundry for a week.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll give you a couple meal swipes.
Right. Yeah. Hey, my parents just loaded up my car. I'll give you 5 meals.
That's great. That's great. So next week, big week for us.
Big week.
So if you haven't seen it on the socials yet, at 5:00 we're gonna have a ribbon cutting here. Kind of doing like a grand opening thing, welcoming us to the.
We've only been around for 2 or 3 years now, but hey, we finally got the spot that's kind of like, this is kind of ours.
And we're in the chamber now,
right.
So the chamber wants to celebrate us, so that's what we're going to do. So that's at 5:00.
Hold on, Daron, what's the most important part that's going to be here Monday? Smoked, bologna.
Well, we hope.
Pulled pork will definitely be here.
Yeah,
it will be here.
Yeah, we are going to have some food.
If we do not have smoked bologna burnt ends, we will not call a Bath County football.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I hope Christy Jones.
Gosh, that's some pressure.
Right. So we are going to have some food and some drinks. We will record a show after that. We're going to have chairs and tables set up so people can literally watch a live show if they want to. We're going to have no pressure at all, right? And we're going to have the Corny Award winners here next week. Plus, it's an anniversary celebration. We're going to be kicking off year number 5 that we've been around. So we're going to have Jason Mays here. We're going to have Caden Reed, Robbie Graham, Shaylin Baker, Brevon Ricker will be back, Montana Brashear, and then Mike Adams will be here. He's the AD for Bath County. He's going to be here accepting the award for them winning the People's Champ Award. So, yeah, absolutely. So,
give him the eyebrow.
So, yeah. But so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a big night, a huge celebration. Come out and spend some time. Bring your family out. We just want to celebrate everybody and have a big time because we are honored to be able to do this each and every week, and we look forward to an exciting 2025-2026 season. We've got some big announcements to make next week, so that'll be fun as well. Drive for 5. We're still trying to get to that 5,000 mark on our Facebook page. We're just a hair over 4,300. So
we're more than a hair over 4,300. Mm-hmm. I'll give you we are at 4,382. So we're almost at 44.
Yeah. So keep pushing that. Send out that. Invite all your friends and stuff. And then the Color Wars voting still continues through Monday. As of right now, Montgomery County leads. Bath County is in second place. Menifee County is in third, and GRC hasn't figured out how to push the emoji buttons yet. So in fourth place. So they're just not even trying. They're just not even trying.
Stole them under the bus.
We bragged on them last week for how well they done.
Yeah, and they have dropped the ball.
And Sean just backed the bus up over top of it.
Step up the game. Step up the game. So, all right. So that's it. So guys,
get out and watch a Midway basketball game.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thanks again. Good luck on the upcoming season for sure.
I'm just going to raise my hand when I want to talk from now on.
Yes, Adam.
Thank you, Wes.
I know where you're going with this. I should have done this.
So now, we've talked about the college side of things, and that's kind of the end before you hit your big goal dreams. Now let's go to the other side. Let's talk about the youth side of things. Y'all have seen my live videos on Facebook all week. We need football players from Montgomery County Youth Football. They're bringing it back. I think as of right now, 3rd and 4th has 28 kids. 5th and 6th, they're at 17. So let's get that number up to 20. We're getting closer.
We need 3.
We got one more day. One more day to get to 20.
Listen, if you've got it in your cart, just hit the purchase button.
You can break it down to $50. You get a jersey, helmet, shoulder pads, pants, and you get to keep the jersey.
You get to keep the jersey. It's reversible.
Reversible jersey, $50. Or you can break it down 4 payments of $12.50.
Who doesn't have $12.50? That's how much you spend
at
getting
McDonald's when you
getting
go
a
see
Big Mac.
Ethan.
Right, exactly.
When you go see Ethan at McDonald's, you're spending $12.50.
He don't take the money, but he'll say, "Here's your $12.50 Big Mac meal."
And he'll do it with a smile on
You
his
could
face.
have played football for that,
Right.
and you're getting 4 of those.
And
we
also,
found out if he ain't there at the window, he'll DoorDash it to you.
He'll DoorDash it.
Yeah,
Bring it to
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
Purchase big orders.
And we were able, I know I talked, my boys don't play baseball. We were able to take in some baseball this weekend at Easy Walker. Shout out to the U8 Sterling Infernos and the Moco Sluggers. Both teams based right here in Mount Sterling, and both put on a good showing. And Coach Sam Sutton's got to be excited that they're starting at a youth level and coming all the way up.
Speaking of baseball this weekend, I'd like to say shout out to David Irie, who took Sean and I and our families to the third base super suite at the Reds game on Saturday.
Nice.
And that was a good time. The Reds found a way to lose.
Typical Reds.
No.
But it's almost time to start getting ready for playoffs, so it's time for them to
I'm not going to lie
to
to you though. We ate a lot of food. there was a nice buffet spread in there, and all that hard work I've done.
Did you get some of that Montgomery Inn pulled pork?
There was pulled pork. There was brisket. There was chicken tenders.
Was there wings?
There was wings.
Montgomery Inn.
Yeah.
Counting last night, I had
no ribs. We got the brisket instead of the ribs.
Montgomery Inn ribs are next level.
We didn't pick it. It was just what was there.
David picked.
He picked the brisket over the ribs
next time.
And those potatoes, they were like au gratin potatoes.
It was like an au gratin potato.
They were so good.
Did you stick some of those in your pocket and come home with them?
No, we could have brought
Eat them on the way home?
We could have brought home a to-go plate. I did not do that.
I did.
Some of us did.
What?
I brought a to-go box.
Sean,
I'm trying to be
They're
better.
giving you a box, you just fill it up.
Ethan,
go.
I'm trying to eat healthy, okay? I'm trying to lose weight.
You basically just smacked them in the face.
I will admit I brought home a to-go box with 16 buffalo.
And it is gone.
And then he texts yesterday, he goes, I'm out of wings.
I said, Houston, we have a problem. I'm out of wings.
So it was fun, though. I've never, watched a baseball game in the suite at the Reds. So,
And little did we know it was the 50th anniversary of the Big Red Machine. So Johnny Bench and that whole entire team were there.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of cool.
Yeah, they were all there. So it was really fun. So thanks again to...
Now, Sean, you did say there was some big changes and big announcements. I'm not going to be here next week. The big change is not getting rid of me. So don't freak out, people. Don't freak out. We've just hit that time of year where...
Wait, that was in my contract.
I'm gone.
I thought that was in my contract. He had to go.
No.
No, we won't see you much over the next little bit with the football.
He's not just dad and help coach. He's the head coach this year.
Yeah.
We've hit the time of year where I turn into Stefano DeMera on Days of Our Lives. I disappear for a while. I go on to my other business. And
these two over here went, who? What?
Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, guys, there you have it for this week's edition of the From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner. Remember to help promote our podcast, our Athlete of the Week and Athlete of the Month programs. We do what we do for our communities, our teams, our coaches, and our students. They all deserve it. Catch you guys next week.
Go Eagles.
As we wrap up today's episode, we want to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to the sponsors who make this show possible. Your support means more than words can truly say. You've helped us grow, stay consistent, and continue sharing stories that matter to our community. A huge thank you to Community Trust Bank for being a cornerstone of local support and believing in our mission from the start. Incovative Designs for bringing creativity and color to our world. Your designs speak volumes. CRC Roofing and Renovations for building stronger homes and stronger communities with every project you complete. Kentucky Realty Group, for helping families find more than just houses. You help them find home. Jacobs Auto Body, for keeping our rides smooth and our vehicles looking sharp. Your attention to detail doesn't go unnoticed. Simply Secure, for keeping what matters most safe and secure. Peace of mind is priceless, and you deliver it every day. Brent We Hunt with Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, for being more than just an agent, for being a trusted neighbor and advocate for your clients. Jacobs Vision Center, for helping us see more clearly, not just through our lenses, but through your dedication to care. Kaufman's Funeral Home and Mortuary, for handling life's most difficult moments with grace, compassion, and dignity. Your service is a comfort to so many. To each and every one of you, thank you for believing in us. This podcast thrives because of your generosity and your commitment to community. We're proud to have you as part of the family. Until next time, take care, stay connected, and as always, thank you for listening.
The Moco Four Horsemen would like to thank you for listening to From Corner to Corner. Be sure to go out and follow us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Whatever podcast platform that you listen to us on, be sure to go out and give us a 5-star review. Thanks as always, and we look forward to seeing you next week.